Hey everybody, we are back again with another amazing Win volunteer member supporter. Guys, we have so many things going on in the Win that we're just bringing to you as it comes. And rarely do we have such amazing individuals joining us. But I want to highlight one individual recently that came aboard to our Win community platform. And her name is Tiffany. She's going to be telling you guys a little bit about her today. And I want you guys to get to know her. Tiffany, there's a little background noise. Just mute it for a second so I can, so they can hear me. But guys, I want to make sure you guys get to know Tiffany as much as possible, right? You're going to see her not only in our Win spaces, you'll also see her working, very diligently, right, with myself and other Win leaders, where we're going to be able to bring you guys some amazing experiences from events to online flavor, right? And Tiffany also has a lot of experience that she's going to bring to the forefront. So, Tiffany, I would love for you to introduce yourself, tell people who you are, and just give them a little like peek into the window of why you joined us here at Win. Uh-oh, I think you're muted.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tiffany Birch. I am the CEO of Divinely Unbroken. I take care of elderly and disabled people. I love taking care of elderly and disabled people. I've been doing it for more than 12 years now. Um, I have at least about 15 years experience in just catering to people's needs. I love to help people. I'm the bishop's daughter. I am a woman of God. I'm a Eastern Star. I'm also Mika Zeta Phi Beta. I just graduated college and I just got my associate's degree in business administration. And I'm looking forward to getting my bachelor's. I have a lot of experience with administration. Okay. My school referred 3,000, well, over 3,000 volunteer jobs. So, for my business, I've been, trying to find out how to fund it and do different things for it. And, I get stuck at the 501c3. So it was like a personal gift for a referral, the list. So when I seen when I said, "Oh my goodness, women in network! Oh, I want to be a part of this." And when I seen all the things that they offer and how they help the communities, they help women, businesses and things like that. I said I wanted to be on board. The galas, the overall everything. It just was very exciting, and I reached out and they got back to me, and now I'm the volunteer. This is like like a kid with chocolate cake that just want some sweets. Oh my god, this is everything at this point. Well, that's a little bit about me, and thank you for allowing me to share.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tiffany. I appreciate you. I do want to go dig a little bit into who you are because we always talk about this, especially in the Win, and you also came in alignment with what we do, and we don't take it for granted, right? Because to
Okay.
have really good, sustainable measures within our community, we have to have great volunteers, great
Yes.
members, great supporters, and the quality of what you're bringing to the table. I was like, "Mwah, chef's kiss, y'all," because we really do need the support. We need as much. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say it. We want the best of the best. We want people to come bring their assets, their thoughts, their gifts. And also, one thing that I love that you said is that you saw things that you can benefit from when you're in this space.
Yes.
Grow your
Yes.
business, get the support you need. And I did not know, and this is something I'm finding out, and this is why I'm so grateful and I thank God so much because we built this community off of a need. We all need it. Like we need it. I need it.
Yes. Yes.
It's
Yes.
so important because women are at the forefront of everything. And I'm going to talk to you about that because
Yes.
you have worked with a lot of elderly. Okay.
Yes.
And I think it's really important for us is at the forefront of business to start really digging into the resources we need, talking about money, the money that we need for the business, talking about getting support and help that we need, asking for it and receiving it. I think that in our ecosystem we built, we found where Yeah, those are hard avenues for us as women because we are nurturers. We are natural caregivers. At the same time, we also need a safe space so that we can learn and grow through those measures. And so when you were talking about the list that you got and the schools that I hear are referring us out, it just makes my heart, it just fills my heart up because I'm like, okay, we're attracting the people who want to be here. I do want to ask you too, when it comes down to your background, because you're talking about really caring for the elderly, that means you have to have a big heart. I caregive for my grandmother, and it is challenging, right? Because it's emotionally, it's a draining component sometimes because you love what you're doing, but it is, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to really care for someone. How do you? Well, what do you say to women in your maybe from your own experiences of how they can navigate that? Say their parents are getting older and now they have to be the caregiver, or say they have a family member or even a husband or a wife. How does that? How? What advice would you give them, or what action steps would you give them that could help ease the load, especially when they're operating a business? I know that was a lot, y'all. Are you still off mute? I can't see you. I can't hear you, but I can't see you because I can't tell if you're on mute or not.
No, I'm right here.
Okay, good.
I'm here. I'm actually with my client.
Uh-oh. Okay. I don't know. Y'all tell me if y'all can hear
Can you
her.
hear me?
Okay, I think you came back.
Okay, so
Okay,
I'm
there you
started
go.
talking. All right, because I had to turn the I had to turn the TV down to come in here to with my client, to check on her, as you said. Like, you never can take your eyes off of the clients. One thing I want to say is you always, regardless to whether it's your husband, it's a loved one, I want you to take your heart and not your garment, right? I want you to have a selfless approach. And I want you to think about if it was you in a situation, well, how would you want to be embraced? How would you want somebody to take care of you? You know, um, I am most definitely strong on biblical and, God is love. You have to love with all you got. Just go into some places where you have to pray, where you don't have enough strength, when you emotions is going all over the place, God will take the wheel. He said, fret not and keep on walking. You just have to love down on people, encourage them, motivate them, you know. And then after it's all said and done, if it's your husband or someone that close, you go home and cry and get over and start do it all over again until you get strong enough to be able to withstand their emotions and yours too.
Yeah, that's a big leap, girl, because I can tell you that's some work in progress there. And I think it's just from a standpoint because you've been doing this, and I think I love how when you have, patience and when you have learned the skill sets, right? You can really like weather that storm. I do want to just bring a component here because we're learning about you, Tiffany, and also you have your own business. So we're going to get into that. I want you to tell people about where you are as far as your building process, because even at Win, for every aspect of what we do, we believe that you can build that dream business. You can actually live out that ministry through your business. You can live out the purpose through activating that business accordingly. So when we have in Celeste, I'll ask before I go into your business building part, when women and we have men who support them too, when they are in this situation of stress and you don't really know how to utilize those skill sets yet because they don't have the tools yet, um, what are some avenues that you have, seen women take? Like, for example, we work with a caregiving service that we had to find through a program, right, through the state. And depending on, what my Nana had, and what we could provide, we had to have that conversation with a social worker. We actually got different tools to support because even the Alzheimer's Association for anyone with dementia or, things like that. What I found was that I started to leverage resources rather than just doing it myself. And I love what you said about trusting God, because that is exactly why I did that. Because being in prayer really
Mm-hmm.
opened up the clarity to say, well, there's tools out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love for you to speak on that too.
Okay. Speak on the part of where I'm at in my business, or
Well, we're
how.
going to get to where you're at in your business, but for those
Okay.
individuals who don't have those skills that you're talking about yet,
Okay.
like they haven't used prayer, and they don't know how to pray and get it together yet. They don't know how to
Okay.
deal with their emotions. They don't know how, like, they're not there yet. What kind of-
Okay.
like,
So, um, I mean,
and it doesn't have to be
Google
any
Google is
real.
everything. Like you, I mean, Google. My mom, the first lady, told me Google is everything. If you want to know something right then and there, is you, and you're trying to figure out something, and you're not knowing. The first step is to always ask. Google it, right? Like you said, it might not come in a prayer. You don't know how to pray, things like that. You got commercials about caregiving. You have it's advertisements, right? You have I'm pretty sure you have loved ones. Reach out to them, reach out to the community, right? um you have close family and relatives that's your go-to, right? That's that you don't know how to pray, you always go to your elders. Your elders will help you along the way. Like they will give you nuggets, jewels, that you will be able to withstand. If not, if you don't have no family, you can't help, the community can't help you. Like we go on Amazon, we could go on Google. We need an elderly care agency. We look up the feedback. We look up the 4 or 5 star restaurants. I mean the 4 or 5, how many stars it has for the business. What
Hmm.
is the 4 or 5 star business is? You look for quality, and you do the research. But you have attention too. You have people that already have the services that will refer you to the experience they had. Um, you can sometimes, before, when you get in a situation like that, sometimes you can reach out at the hospital.
Hmm.
It's a lot of different ways to be able to get services, but when it comes to God, I don't. You said don't talk about my
I
community.
didn't say don't
But
talk about
okay,
God.
so but when it comes, I mean, not don't say. I didn't say don't talk about God, but I
Oh,
said don't talk about my business. So, but
oh, oh, gotcha.
when you talk about God, all you have to do is call His name. I promise you, it's power in it. It's power in His name, and He will direct you. Whether you close to Him, you're distant from Him, He hear all His sheep's voice. Trust me.
Okay. Well, see, listen, we're gonna lead into the business part because I know you're ready for that now. So let's just get into that part because you're right. I love how you, first of all, thank you for sharing. And
Yes,
the reason
ma'am.
why I wanted to break that down is because, everyone's at different stages and
Hmm.
levels. And so I want, people to understand that you're fine where you are.
Yes.
There's always a level to get to. And so I love,
Hmm.
Tiffany, what you do, because you can teach so many people.
Hmm.
And guys, also, I want to drop so you guys can have it. Our community website part, Tiffany, I'll even add stuff on here that you suggest in the future,
Okay.
where we have resources that
Hmm.
you guys can grab and say, hey, like, yeah, you're right, I can Google, I can look on websites, I can get the help and the support, right?
Hmm.
So this is great. Now let's talk about your business. when it comes down to what you are looking to do, because that under the umbrella of win, we always look at the wins. So you
Okay.
did a couple things recently. You
Mm-hmm.
showed me a piece of paper
Mm-hmm.
and you told me that you were building on your business model. So let's talk about that.
Yes.
Tell the people what you're doing.
Okay, so basically, the website, the original, things, the documentation you have to have. Taking care of elderly people, you have to go through whatever state regulations, you have to go code enforcement, you have to go through any state regulations. And when it comes to Medicare and Medicaid, you have to have like a nurse to sign off because they have to assess each client that you have. So
Mm,
that's where the process got very like a standstill because a lot of people felt, well, a lot of nurses, I'm in the state of Georgia, a lot of nurses found that to be a liability because, you know, um, it's just a liability for their license. So,
mhm.
however,
Like a standstill. Because sorry, go ahead.
however, what I did was I said, okay, I'm going to college. I went to college. I got my associate's degree in business administration. And my next move is to get my bachelor's in human science. So, I really know how to n- know everything about the business, accounting from being a CEO from the top to the bottom, to be able to even teach my employees what to do, how to do, and be able to make sure that my business is running fluently and correct.
Mhm.
Um, However, I'm looking to the future in the 5 to 10 year window. Um, Divinely Unbroken, yes, our specialty is to help elderly and disabled people, but for my goals are to have an umbrella to help, this like dysfunctional women, right? That are not going through the advantages. They're single parents, they've been through domestic violence. They need mentorship, my program going to help train them so they'd be ready. Resume, I'm a master cosmetologist as well, a seamstress as well. When it comes to the needs, I am a servant of God on every different avenue, you know and I love to help build up. I love to, I mean, whether it's spiritually, mentally, physically, financially, I just want to be in the department of helping somebody.
Mhm.
So that's where I'm at in my business right now. I'm still building my brand. I actually tomorrow I'll be having a one-on-one with a nurse concerning employment for her, so she can assess my clients, so we can go to the next level and get this bag.
I love it. So you're already thinking about employees. You're at the beginning stages, and you're already thinking about who's helping.
Yes,
And I think that that is actually something so important because we are now in our rooms and clubhouse. We're talking about the cost of carrying it all.
yes,
And the more and more I talk to you, Tiffany, and this is the whole. I love building relationships with my members and people
yes,
in our community because we're so just diverse in our gifts and the things that we can do and things that we can learn from each other.
yes,
And the cost of carrying it all, that conversation, we've had the win conversation for the last 2.5 weeks. We've
hmm,
realized that a lot of us naturally carry it all. We just don't think about it.
hmm,
And starting a business is an extension of you. So it's not like everything, like you don't drop everything and go, hey, I'm just going to focus on it.
right,
Um, and so I do find sometimes we do get caught up in that, right? It could be
yeah,
passion, it could be obligation, like I gotta do this, whatever that
hmm,
is. But I love how you were like, no, I want to start this. I know what I'm doing. I have years of experience. I want to bring to the forefront. And then you're not afraid to ask for help, get the
no,
help, and also tell people what to do, right? Like you're gonna have employees in your business
yes,
to help you grow the business.
yes,
So I feel like that's a different mindset. Like I don't think everybody starts with that mindset in business. but
Hmm.
that is a great level to be at. So where do you want to, like, where do you want to grow this business? Like, do you want to have it locally? Do you want to have it worldwide? Like, have you actually looked at this business plan and said, this is what I want? Like, are you just like, I'm at the beginning,
Well,
I'm gonna go with it?
right now I'm going to. Right now I'm gonna start locally, right? Uh, and the suburbans and locally of Georgia, right? But
Mhm.
hmm, I know this is an international thing, right? Because um, taking care of elderly, I take care of all different races internationally, so, and they already, I take care, just a few, Italian, African, like, and the retention of them is spreading the news to each other. I already have testimonies. I gotta put my website, get that together, where they sort of like call me an angel. Like, their name is too, but all different type of races. They even teach me. Sometimes I go in there with English. I learned 5 different languages working with clients because I want to know what to say. I learned Arabic. I learned French. I learned how to speak Italian, like Spanish. I want to know what to say and tell me. And I mean, it's such an experience. The key thing is just love. Just go through whatever it is with a selfless approach. It's going to be international. I know it's going to be big because
Mhm.
I took time. This has been in the process for at least about 5 years now. College, I'm going to different levels of learning how to be able to be successful, reaching out to you guys, seeing women, motivating women just flourish. But I have my business plan. You have to have everything in line. How much is it going to cost to run this business? Do you want a daycare? Do you want a adult care? Sometimes these elderly people, right?
Mhm.
They family wrote them off. Where do they go?
Yes.
I want to have a building. I want to take care of the elderly and disabled people. And, maybe we have dysfunction, whatever it is, a safe house, right? We need what we spoke about. You know, we need we need funding. Like, we need funding for a safe house. When all this is happening, what do we get funding for? Right? When your grandmother and grandfather are ill, when your husband is ill, he didn't work about 20 years, no 401k. He been getting up every day 9 to 5. Grandmom didn't know nothing about paperwork. You got, like, you paying bills, you making sure the food is on the table. How do you get funding? Where do we get the resources from so you could just be able to woosah for 5 or 10 minutes? So now I want to reach out to find different outreach programs, right? Different organizations, right? And we all work together to build this community, step by step, inch by inch, right? Layer by layer, right? It's something I might not know. I just got one vision.
Yeah.
Miss Jackson coming in with another one, right?
Hmm.
Right? It's 5 fingers on a hand. We got the pinky, right? We got, so we get ball and fits. Everybody plays their part. If
Yeah.
not, we're not going to be solid. And that's just how I look at it. We're not going to be able to, we got to work as a team,
Yeah.
and what I'm asking for is not just local, because elder elderly care, when I was doing the resources, when I was doing the researches, elderly care, this problem is internationally, where they need people, where
Mhm.
they need love, where they need someone to have that El Guppy love, loving down on them, taking care of them, coming to pray with them, doing I do it up. I do their hair, their nails, I cook for them, I clean their house. Oh yeah, I take them shopping. We go to bingo. Oh yeah, we go to we get meds. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I need you.
I
Like, hey.
used to, boo. And yeah, it's all about, if a person mentally is together, then physically they can get together. You know, um, we you know, we just, I don't even know, just leap out there. I wanted to say baby steps, but I already know that this, if it's planned right and if it's ran right, this is a multi-millionaire business.
Well, absolutely. And I mean, you're doing the planning, you run the numbers, you make it make sense. And I think one thing that I will say, I worked with a client 4 years ago when I started this coaching business, about the second year I was in it. And she was a nurse practitioner and she wanted to have an adult family home. I didn't know what that was. I was like, adult family home? What is that? Like, what?
Mhm.
It's like weird to me. It was weird to me because I didn't know it existed. I had no idea that was the next level of what's going to happen if, you need alternatives other than,
Mhm.
putting your family in an actual home, right?
Mhm.
Um, there are different alternatives. And so that's something that we were, really like looking at and talking about. And she said, no, an adult family home is what she wanted. And I thought that was very interesting
Mhm.
because the adult family home requires so much to do. Like it requires so much planning, real estate involvement, like all these different qualifications from the state. You had to go through years of just having all these things together to have an adult family home where she was.
Mhm.
But when we did the research, what really stuck out to me wasn't what she needed because I was like, well, we can get that done if that's really what you want.
Mhm.
It was the research in the fact that we're getting older as
Mhm.
as a whole. So this is like worldwide,
Mhm.
but mainly in America.
Mhm.
As we're getting older, we're living longer
Mhm.
and we're not actually eating any healthier. We're doing a little bit better,
Mhm.
but overall, like we see a lot of people that aren't changing and shifting their diets completely, so they're still kind of we're still having a lot of these illnesses and things that people are getting older with. And as you are not able to care for yourself as we get older and we're not exercising and eating right and doing these things, because studies
Mhm.
are showing this, they're finding that there's going to be nowhere for people to go, right? There's no more granny dumping, hashtag granny dumping, where people can just drop their parents off at the hospital. Like,
Mhm.
there's no room.
It's not.
um,
Not to
so
be honest, and that's another thing too.
it's
When I
crazy.
said that, like, I do food prep for my clients.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, like some of my clients, they're like, "What is that? Zucchini, squash? What is like sweet potatoes?" You know, I'm. I gotta get this word because it always makes me. I'm gonna say herbals, right? I grew up because I think holistic. I got it right. Uh,
Holistic, yeah, yeah.
so I come from a family where they love the herbology, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
know natural remedies that lower your blood pressure with
Mm-hmm.
just warm water and cinnamon. Like this thing is, and when you're talking about the ones that's aging, right? I come in there, they, fruit in the morning, oatmeal, different things, and they just like, oh wow, tea to help them bypass, some things. I help them. Like my client, one of my clients is in a wheelchair, and she keeps her knees was hurting. She didn't notice that I had a whole arithmetic with her. As when we go out, I tell her elbows in and feet up. She's exercising her legs, going up and down, and now she's strong enough to get the operation to go to the next level. And I'm so excited for her, because this has been a battle for about 2 or 3 years. When God shows up, is different. She has been eating healthier, right? I have because I work as if you're my own, bananas, grapes, you got to take out the processed food, different things like that. So yes, that's a part too on feeding your body. Uh, what you call it, healthy vitamins coming out the fruits, the waters, alkaline water, different things. Yeah, that's a part too, because
Mm-hmm.
processed foods and different things that tear down the immune system as well.
Yeah, I'm glad you're sharing all this because it gives me a little bit in depth. So I want everybody to kind of heed to this because we're also going to be repurposing and sharing this video in our Healthy Horizons campaign, guys. If you don't know anything about our Healthy Horizons campaigns, it's just our project where we do everything from now health summits to individual products. We bring in speakers to our events. We also bring them on our podcasts and live streams. And we also talk about, things that are really going to identify where we need to keep our health up. We talked about everything from caregiving in there to making sure that you take care of your brain, your heart health. So I can't wait because I think that even when you're speaking, Tiffany, the meal prepping, the walking, those things I had to learn through the process of, like you said, loving through it, right? You're not going to know everything. And I think that is the biggest challenge is like when people are in, like if you're in a space and say you're just starting to care for someone or you have a loved one that you need to care for, you've been doing that. I think that, yeah, it's manageable, especially when you have a business. I want to encourage people that have a business to leverage what they do in business, delegate, get the right people in your, in your ecosystems to help you in your life so that you're not burdened. Um, and have a way where you can take breaks. And for you, Tiffany, how would people be able to reach you? Say like right now, right? Are you servicing people right now?
I am. I'm actually, that's why I'm telling you I'm doing my website, but I'm going to send you. Let me see. I got flyers. Like I personally go do footwork too. I go to the independent homes. They personally can reach me at right now is if it's not through Medicaid and Medicare until I get to that level, they can personally reach me. Should I tell them my number or should I? They can reach me on my email.
I would just say because they can always reach you through the wind, guys.
Yeah.
But then I also put your Facebook page.
Yes. Yes.
So if that's okay, yeah, I just want you guys to
Let me
follow
see.
Tiffany. I put her Facebook page in the comments, tagged on Facebook. And if you guys are on LinkedIn, YouTube, I want you to go to
Mm-hmm.
Facebook and I want you to follow Tiffany.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to copy this for you guys because it's right here in the actual comments too.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, okay, hey Savannah. I saw Savannah popped on. I didn't see anybody in the midst of it, guys. So sorry, it was kind of focused.
Okay.
Um, so let me see. Why don't I see her live? Hold on, Tiffany. Okay, okay, I got us. So, yeah, guys, I'm pinning the comment to the top of our comments on the Facebook Live. And then I'll also put this in our other shared lives too. If you guys can't find it, just definitely DM me for that information as well. And the links for you guys to find us on the website is wincommunity.com. That's also in there. Tiffany, I would love for you to leave them any final words of wisdom or anything you would like to leave for encouragement.
Okay. One thing I want you to guys to know that the reason why this is so important to me because I was a victim of my circumstances. I got hit by a dirt bike 14 feet in the air. I had two broken legs, a fractured pelvis, and filters internally to stop blood clots from racing to my heart. I had to learn how to walk, talk, and just live again. And my mother and caregivers got me back to life again. And with that experience, it was such a beautiful experience to me that I wanted to be a part of the team to help somebody as well. So whatever it is that your heart desire or whatever experience you have in life, if you want to turn the light on it, just turn it on. Just step out on faith, do whatever it is you want, and just believe in yourself. Just smile and gracefully stand. Win is everything. I'm telling you, that's how you know this was like this was the best blessing I could ever have. You know,
Oh,
like I had 3,000. My school referred volunteer list, 3,500 different people. I mean, the championship, the cap, the everything. But when I seen this woman that work step out, it was not. I said, "Oh, they had the gala, everything." I said, "Oh goodness, just I want to be a part of this. I want to learn about the administration. I want to learn." And then God blessed me with 3 women.
yeah. Well, thank you for coming through, and also, just to the back end, because thank you for your words of wisdom. I hope you guys heed that, and make sure if you want to join the win, like Tiffany has become a volunteer. We have members, we have supporters in different ways. If you're growing a business, just remember, there's someone ready to help you. I think Tiffany, you had opened up your mouth and said, "This is what I'm doing. I need help here." And I'm like, "Yeah, let's build that."
Yeah.
It's something that's needed right now, and as we are continuing to have these live streams, guys, just make sure that you ask your questions, you follow the people that come in here, and y'all join the win. Y'all have an amazing day. Thank you so much again, Tiffany. I'll see you later.
Bye bye. Right when it's time for me to go.